I feel like, as a teenager I've definitely dressed in a certain way because it's kind of the trend or whatever. But I feel like school does sort of open my eye about everything that I could be. Everybody's like so diverse in the way that they dress. You don't have to, say exactly who you are through clothing, but I think it's a great option to have, because in high school you don't get to express yourself. And going to Zavarian, I see like so many. I love seeing different people, different styles. Like it's not just, oh, what's trending, just wear that. I feel like whatever you're comfortable in, you should just wear that because that will make you be more authentic to yourself. If I'm confident enough to stand out, then that's what I'm going to do. But there's some days where you might not feel confident and you just sort of don't want to stick out, I guess.
Yeah, I think on a general level, like I do probably wear what I want, but like I definitely am aware that like if I go outside, like I will get like comments or whatever. Like it's just one of those things that like you kind of just like expect at this point.
Yeah.
Like we kind of grown up having to know that.
Yeah, it's like a standard, which is crazy.
It's not even like just a safety thing. You don't want people looking at you. I never used to dress like this. Like in Stockport, I think it does still affect your identity to an extent.
I guess you feel like how other people perceive your identity can kind of like have affected your identity as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm from Portugal and Angola, so every time I'm around people that are from the same place that I'm from, it's just a really nice energy because, we speak the same language, we get our jokes and stuff like that. I think it's good that different groups can come together all together, but I also think it's important that you sort of have spaces to go where it's just, for example, the black community or Portuguese community, it's nice to go there and sort of, because you guys have similar experiences, but it's definitely important to have, spaces where everybody can come together as well.
When there's so many different people like integrated in a city, it tends to be more like liberal and like kind of open-minded, but then like Barnes,
a lot more open-minded.
Yeah, places like Barnes are like you don't see the opposites of both.
In my high school, everyone was white.
Yeah,
really?
There was like 3 people of colour.
Really?
In Stockport as well, that's
well, yeah.
It's crazy.
And I don't think it made it better.
Yeah, I think it makes people uneducated towards different cultures, and it's like equity, not equality, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I could be restricted into a role or be expected to be in a certain role because of my, because I'm a person of colour or because I'm a woman. Sometimes I feel restricted because of my age. Like, if I were to produce an amazing piece of artwork, like it can be, because of my age, because I'm young, that's amazing for my age, or it can be like, I thought it was more meaningful.
There's always more pressure on women versus guys, because stuff with guys, obviously with the muscles or whatever. There's bigger guys, smaller guys, whatever, it's never really been a big thing. I think it's a lot of, I'll just get on with it, toughen up,
man
whatever.
up and kind of thing, yeah. I think there's a lot of, like, still, like, really far way to go with toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
As far as, like, how the way I dress relates to my identity, I think, like, experimenting with fashion more and, like, dressing more, like, inverted commas, feminine, I think has kind of, like, helps me feel more secure in, like, my queer identity and kind of, like, I think they've, like, me kind of, like, coming to terms with how I identify and the way that I dress, they sort of go hand in hand.
I live in Brixton, which is kind of like a rough area. I have to keep in mind when I'm going to be coming home, because it can be quite dangerous in that area. Like, I've had like lots of men approach me on my way home. When stuff like that happens, it's usually when no one's around, because they know if more people are around, they knew it wouldn't be acceptable to do. And I don't feel like it's someone's responsibility to dress a certain way so that they don't get approached in a certain way. But you do sort of think that, like covering up or whatever it is. If you're used to putting in a lot of effort in your appearance before you leave the house, and then one day you don't want to do it, you're sort of more inclined to having to do it because that's the standard you set up for yourself. So if you didn't want to do it one morning and then you sort of had to do it because that's what people are used to, then I guess it's more negative than wanting to just do it for the fun. I mean, I don't think it's right. For example, the beauty industry will exploit your insecurities in order to sell, or in other industries they'll use sort of sexualized advertising to make a profit, to advertise things and to sell a product, like, oh, you want to look like her, get this. And I don't think that's right, because at the end of the day that's completely fake. So I think it's wrong to sort of lead on, especially young women or young people, about that, especially. Yeah.